This is V.I.M.P, the very important movie podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Eli.
This is another completely unnecessary movie podcast, but it's about very necessary movies. And this is how it works, everybody. We're going to take turns picking movies that we each love with the hope that the others will love them too, or at least not tear the entire family apart and ruin Christmas forever. We decided to start picking themes. We didn't talk about it, but October, which everybody's already listened to, was obviously Halloween themed. It was pretty obvious, but we didn't really say, we never mentioned that we were doing themes. We just did Halloween spooky season. And we decided for November, Jaden had the idea of cozy fall-like movies that made you want to curl up with your cat and drink wine on your couch and look at the fireplace if you have one. Do you guys have a fireplace? Anybody have a fireplace?
No.
Anybody have?
I just put it on the projector.
Yeah, I said you have a fireplace channel on Netflix.
Yeah.
Are there fall ones or only Christmas? Do they have just neutral fall fireplace?
You could find like Halloween, fall themed ones.
Really? Oh, cool.
You can also find fall themed cat TV, which I do too.
For your cats or for yourself?
Cat TV.
For both of us.
Nice.
Do the cats watch it?
Spinner does. He'll
That's
sit there
nice.
and watch things with me.
Meow.
It's funny.
Well, I picked Phantom Thread for my fall movie, which after rewatching it last night, I don't know so if it's so much of a fall movie. I mean, it is very...
Yeah.
It's not like they're walking around in leaves or anything, but it seems to be fall. It could be, they're in England, so it could be the middle of the summer. Who knows? It's like dark. It's perma-fall there.
It could be fall.
Yeah.
Mushrooms kind of give me fall vibes.
Yeah, she does walk around in the forest and pick mushrooms. Well, that felt like fall. But again, it could be summer.
True.
Who knows?
I
mean,
like spring.
They did have Christmas and New Year's for like 5 seconds, so leads me to believe that at least part of it was in the fall leading up to that.
Good point. Good point.
So I'm still fine with my choice.
Very cozy movie. Definitely made me want to curl up.
It is cozy. I want to live in that house. I want to live in the Woodcock mansion, the house of Woodcock.
Right. Don't we all?
Would you? Like, for real? Do you like it?
Would you live in that house, Jaden?
Yeah.
Would you live there?
Would you do that? Would you live there? Would you do that? Would you live there?
Yeah.
You live there?
Yeah. Not if he's in there, though.
Period.
Let's
get into it, because I hate this man. I hate this man so much. Why you keep making us watch movies with the worst men?
But he gets his comeuppance.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
We just find out that he has... Actually, I'll leave it.
Yeah, save it.
We'll go through it, but...
We'll go through it. But it's movies about bad men. It's not glorifying them. It's pointing out that how bad they suck and shining a light on their bastardness.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it.
But it's so funny.
I don't want it on my TV.
It's so funny, though.
Disrespectful.
I thought that you would appreciate...
Funny.
Oh, it's one of the funniest movies ever made.
I was like, this is just dad in a relationship. And I feel like you were going to bring that up because, like, it was just his way or the fucking highway. And that's just how he wanted to live his life. Like, if you didn't mesh in his life, then get out.
I literally have a whole section of notes about that very exact thing.
Yeah, so, I know you.
Let's kick it off. Let's get into it. Let's break this shit down. The movie is Phantom Thread. There's no the. I've been operating on the assumption that there's a the and been saying the, but it's
idiot.
It's just Phantom Thread by Paul Thomas Anderson, the master. Ding. It came out in 2017.
Cheers, everybody.
And we have the god of all acting, Daniel Day-Lewis, as Reynolds Woodcock. He's not a vampire.
Well, they never proved that he wasn't.
That's true. And we have Vicky Creeps as Alma.
That also sounds like a vampire name.
She does.
Vicky Creeps. She does.
She really does. And Leslie Manville as the sister to Reynolds, Cyril Woodcock. And then a bunch of other people that we'll get into that really don't matter all that much because it's really a 3-person movie when you boil down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fall movie. I'm still sticking by that. It takes place in the 1950s post-war London, and it's about a really bastard piece of shit who lives in a house called the House of Woodcock because he is a master couture dressmaker, and he likes things to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not taking shit from anybody. And I love him. I love him for his bastardness. Just to start it off, before we get into any of it, I'll just preface it by saying he might be a piece of shit, but he doesn't lie to anyone. He's very direct and he lets everybody know where they stand and what he wants and allows them to be there or not. He's not forcing anybody to do anything.
This is true.
He's just basically saying this is the way it's going to be. And if you don't like it, then you can leave. But if you want to be here under these circumstances, then you're more than welcome. But it's going to
But he
suck for
doesn't
you.
start with that.
Well, yeah, he does. You're right. He's exactly me. And he has about 2 weeks of being nice until he turns into a complete asshole. But we'll get into it. So the movie starts off. First, we get our beautiful, our title cards. And we get a focus features, which is always nice. We like focus features. It's like the indie prestige imprint of Universal. And then we get an Onenpura Pictures, which is a production company that was started by Megan Ellison. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
She is the billionaire's daughter of the owner of Oracle, who is now the richest guy in the world, who's going to be in charge of TikTok and is a huge Trump guy. Real piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his daughter who started this, I don't know, like 15 years ago. I forgot to write down what year it was, but it's relatively new. She's only like 30 something years old. She basically started as like a 20-year-old and started her own production company. And she does at least use her money to make good art and give people money to make good stuff. So even though she's a Nepo baby and her dad's an asshole and her brother's the guy who just bought Paramount and is trying to buy Warner Brothers from Skydance.
That's right. That's right. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, so this is the sister.
Why do they keep showing up in our lives?
Oh, I forgot about that until I saw that pop up on the screen. But at least she's using her money for good. I don't know how good of a person she actually is, but whatever. We'll let her slide for now. We'll give her a pass.
Okay.
But we start off at the very beginning of the movie. We have Alma, who we don't even know who it is yet, talking to an unknown person. And do you guys know what media res is? In film and books, literature.
Stop asking me questions.
Well, I don't want to explain things if you guys know what they are. So
explain them.
It's a Latin phrase that means into the middle of things. And it's a technique that you'll see in certain shit where just something will start non-chronologically. Basically, It starts with a flashback.
I love that.
So that's what that's called. If that ever comes up, you guys can throw that into a conversation. Seems smart like I just did. But we don't know who she's talking to. And we don't know who she's talking about. But she's basically talking about all of her dreams have come true, but she's had to deal with a bunch of shit because he's a very demanding man. So it's a little foreshadowing to what this whole movie's about. And then it immediately cuts to Reynolds Woodcock shaving. And we're kind of getting a sense of how precise he is and how fastidious he is with everything just from that scene. And we just sort of get the start of a day in the life of Reynolds Woodcock inside of his fashion house. What did you guys think of that? When you first saw it, what was the vibes that you were getting? What were you thinking when everything started? Give me your thoughts, feelings on the very beginning. Were you like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? Dad, you piece of shit. Or was it giving you, ooh, I like this? Speak on it.
It was too early to tell, I think. I kind of felt like this wasn't my type of movie kind of quickly, but I also did like the vibes a bit, so I kept going.
Okay, good. Honesty, that's good. Jaden, I was worried about that you were going to hate this, but I also thought with what you've been watching, The Crown and whatnot, that you would at least find the setting interesting and what was going on and everything like that. Was I wrong? Were you immediately like, this is boring and I hate it? Or were you intrigued by the setting at least?
My first thought was, this is not a fall movie, which I already knew it wasn't going to be. And
not even on theme.
Not on theme, as usual. My second thought was this is going to be a very depressing movie. And it kind of was. A little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the only thought I had at that point.
Eli probably, did you even watch it?
He was there.
Sure.
He did
He
fall
was
asleep
in
many
the room.
times.
All right. Well, we won't go to Eli very often in this episode.
But he also
We-
fell asleep last night during Rocky Horror Picture Show like 5 times, so don't feel bad about it.
Ooh.
He's a hardworking man.
He's a tired boy.
He's a hungry boy too.
Yeah. Okay, what happens next?
Let me look. I kind of had the thought that I hate shaving, and that's why I don't do it.
Yeah,
But
shaving
his
sucks.
whole getting ready for the day, I just thought to myself how much nicer it was back then when you didn't have the distractions of phones, TVs, internet, movies, really. That you could just really dedicate your life to just getting really good at shit like shaving, getting dressed, putting on bow ties. You had a lot of free time to just primp your shit up, especially when you're rich and you have all the free time in the world and have a job and really no distractions. You just dedicate your life to getting good at something.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be real nice.
That sounds
If
great.
I had all the time in the world to get good at podcasting, this podcast would be a lot better than it is right now. I'd be much more entertaining.
Really?
Be much better at reading things. If I could learn how
You
to
would learn
read,
how to read.
Yeah, I was
I would
gonna
learn how to
say,
read.
if I had the time,
If I had the
I'd learn
time,
how to
I'd learn
read.
how to read and write. Oh man, if I could write without typos. Ooh, mama. Ooh, mama.
Over for y'all.
But he does spend all of his time getting ready, and he looks very dapper. He's a real dapper Dan. And I wish I could pull off that look. Can you imagine me driving truck driving, going down the road wearing that?
Could you
Wearing
imagine
like
me driving truck,
driving truck with a bow tie on and a
looking like
suit?
that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the bow tie. It's giving Pee Wee Herman.
It's bigger. It's a bigger, fancier bow tie. I got the 4K Blu-ray, so I was watching some deleted scenes. And there's this, I think that scene when he comes down to breakfast, the one that comes next, is he's wearing a tie instead of a bow tie. And PTA is narrating these deleted scenes, and he's like, "Yeah, we tried it with a tie, and we all agreed that it sucked." And he's more of a bow tie guy. So
He's definitely more of a bow tie guy, but that's what I hate about him.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you hate him, but he's not supposed to be a sympathetic character. So I think you're supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
But they're having breakfast, and Joanna is just trying to give him some bread, and he's being the world's biggest asshole. No more stodgy things. I'm delivering the dress today, and I simply don't have time for confrontation.
And that's like the one fair thing he said in this movie. I was like, you know what? I get it.
He said lots of fair things.
No, I also don't have time for confrontation in the morning.
Or stodgy things like bread.
I always have time for starchy things.
Stodgy.
Stodgy?
Yeah, that's what he said. Stodgy, not starchy.
Stodgy. Oh. Either way would make sense.
Because
no starchy things.
No starchy. I want none of your starchy things. I have no time for this.
No time for starch.
The Countess is coming. The Countess is coming to get her dress. I must deliver it to her. And that's what happens as we get a dress fitting. Did you guys at least find the scenes of the fashion part interesting or good? Did you appreciate the beauty of the cinematography, and the set design and all that kind of shit, production design, or were you just completely checked out on it because he's such an asshole?
Yeah, I liked the way that the movie looked.
Yeah.
Everything was good except for really the entire cast I didn't like.
Right, the entire cast, yeah. Everything was good except for the entire cast.
And when you say the entire cast,
the
thing that I'm finding interesting as we go through this project is I never know why you guys conflate people who are doing really good acting of being pieces of shit as not liking them.
It's not even his personality. Even before we really saw him talking, the way he looked made me uncomfortable.
I agree. When he was shaving, I was just like...
And he felt really creepy to me. And I know he's obviously acting. He's doing a good job. That's the point. And if I saw him in something else, I probably wouldn't say the same thing. I'm just saying the character. I didn't like any of the characters. And the way they looked didn't help me like them.
It's like, I like the acting and I like the characters in that they are who they are and they're doing a really good job portraying those characters, like I'm not rooting for any of them. You know what I mean? So it makes it hard to connect to a movie when I'm not rooting for anyone throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put you guys down. I'm not negging you, for lack of a better word. I just am trying to understand your guys's, because it's not just you. I hear this on the internet and reading shit. There's younger people, your guys' cohort, your age group. They're like, I didn't like that movie because that person was an asshole. It's like, well, I mean, that was the point of the movie, was that they're assholes. I just find it interesting that it's like, well, I can't root for them, so I don't like the movie, or I find it hard to engage with them when I don't like the characters, what they're doing inside the world of the movie.
Maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just kind of a me thing. Usually, when you have these characters that are not likable, they usually have some redeeming qualities about them that make you understand. And I guess they do get into his and why he is the way he is. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got his mommy issues. He's got his narcissism.
But I don't know.
He's probably more autistic than he is narcissistic. I mean, the narcissism might be a byproduct of his autism, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well, let's continue on and see. Maybe I can point out some things I noticed more that made me feel the way I feel about it.
Okay, let's do it. Well, they get the Countess all dressed up, and then she goes, I thought this was really funny. She's like, worth everything we've been through, which is very funny to me, that the biggest hardship in her life was the process of getting a dress made for her by someone else.
Of course.
It was so worth coming, like, oh my God. The 2 times I've been here to try on this dress, it was all worth it.
Crazy.
Everything we did together. Oh Lord, heavens to Murgatroyd. And then what? Then what happens?
Well, he doesn't like his girlfriend, and he's got a really weird relationship with his sister.
His sister mom.
Like really weird. His sister mom. His sister wants to bang him, maybe? I don't know. Really weird dynamic.
I think that I love the dynamic that you just don't know if it's he wants to bang her in replacement of his mother because his mother, who he wanted to bang, is dead, or what the situation is, or if he even wants to bang anyone, or if she's the replacement for the mother and he's always looking for a mother replacement and none of them are ever good enough.
Yeah.
But she is being the mother, because is this where she asks if she wants to get rid of him, of the girlfriend?
Yeah. She asks if she wants him. No, she asks if he wants her to get rid of the girlfriend. And then he goes away for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, she says, why don't you go up to the country house? And that's where he takes off. He meets
Alma.
He takes off and goes, and this is, just a little background. So Daniel Day-Lewis, if you guys don't know, and I'm sure you don't, he's a very method actor. And he really, 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 really gets into the characters before. And he did a sewing apprenticeship with the costume designer for the New York Ballet Company for a year. He basically, a year leading up to making this movie, just was an apprentice for a dressmaker at the ballet, learning how to sew. Did it for an entire year.
Wow. Picked up a new talent.
And he also, not even for anything, he's become a cobbler, so he makes shoes now. But
that's cool.
And if you guys have you seen any other movies that he's been in that you're aware of?
I'm sure I have.
You may not have.
I know who he is. I knew who he was before, but I don't know if I have or not.
Let me see.
I was thinking of just having you watch There Will Be Blood and seeing if you guys realized that it was the same guy.
Maybe I have. He was in The Crucible.
Which is one of the ones I haven't seen.
That.
You said you have seen that?
Pretty sure.
Classic.
But yeah, he's known for just completely changing everything about who he is completely.
Wow.
Like if you were to watch him in Gangs in New York, have you seen Gangs in New York with Leo DiCaprio?
I feel like I have, yeah.
He's the butcher. He's the guy with the top hat. Like chopping people up with the axe all the time with the meat cleaver.
Oh yeah, I did watch The Crucible. That's another movie I watched instead of reading the assignment.
Oh yeah, we had to watch that in school too. So I've definitely seen that.
Oh, no, we didn't have to watch that.
Yeah,
back
in
in the 90s.
Read it.
I mean, we didn't read that ever.
Really? God,
Yeah.
why do they make everyone, again, The books that they pick out for everyone to read is just so interesting to me. Like, why The Crucible? Why?
I couldn't tell you. Never read it. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know what it's about. I assume it's about a crucible.
It's about the Salem witch trials.
Oh, okay.
Which
Was
is
it
actually
good?
it was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's like classic. I don't really remember much of it. I just remember this girl. Everyone thinks she's a witch.
It has Winona Ryder in it. The movie.
I have it on my list of all of the DDLs to watch, but I haven't got around to it yet.
That could have been a good pick this month.
Well, I don't love it, so I can't pick it because I've never seen it.
All right. So with this next scene where he's
Yeah.
at the restaurant
Yeah.
and Alma's there, she's the waitress, and
Mhm.
she sees him and she gets all clumsy because she like thinks he's cute, right? And they are sharing eyes back and forth. This is where you lost me with this movie, because there's no way that, not knowing who this man is, she thought that man was attractive.
Exactly.
There's no
He was
fucking way.
so creepy.
I used to work in restaurants and I saw a million men that looked just like that. I would never look at them twice. You know, old man, no offense to him, but like, come on. I understand, like, once you like know who he is and all these girls like, oh my God, like, you're so talented and amazing, like that does something to you and makes you find them more attractive. But like, just seeing them at the diner, no way.
And then on top of that, he's creepy as hell.
And he ordered enough food to feed a whole fucking family of 10. This guy's a weirdo.
He only ordered a Welsh rabbit with the poached egg on top, not too runny, with bacon, a scone, butter,
A scone.
cream, jam, not strawberry, and a pot of
Raspberry.
lapsang tea, and some sausages.
So this man's greedy.
And also, based on how particular and annoyed he gets by literally everything, why did he go after the clumsiest girl in the room?
It doesn't make
Because
sense to me.
she was able to memorize his order.
Oh yeah, that's true. He liked that.
He did like that. She's precise, even though a bit clumsy. But he asked her out.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, she slips him back the receipt and it says, "For the hungry boy, my name is Alma." And he comes and picks her up. And he comes and picks her up in his very fast car.
Mm-hmm.
And takes her to dinner. And then he immediately wipes off her lipstick.
Oh my God, that pissed me off so much.
Which is a real psycho move, but
that pissed me off so much. He said, "Take that off. I want to see who I'm talking to." He said, "Ah, there you are." Fuck off, actually. Again, it would have ended there.
See, he is, even though he does get worse later, but he does pretty much start off as a complete psycho right off the beginning. So she knew what she was getting into from the very beginning.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think she's a psycho too.
Yeah, she's definitely a psycho. I mean, obviously, they're made for each other. So
yeah,
like that's the thing. The thing that I kept thinking through the beginning of this movie is her whole clumsy, like, is everything throughout the entire movie leading up to when they get married, or the first time, spoiler alert, that she poisons him with the mushroom, just to her whole way of being, do you think that's just the way she is generally, or is she putting on a whole act that she knows that he will like?
His freak.
That's what I think too.
I agree. I think she just matched his freak.
When he says that he put a lock of his mom's hair in the lining of his coat,
also
was crazy.
Also crazy.
Well, that's the Phantom Thread. That's what it's referring to, is all those little notes that he puts in all the dresses, like all the shit that he sews into the lapels.
Mm-hmm.
He does that with everything.
But the hair?
Yeah, he's, in the canvas of his jacket. How he always has mommy with him because he loves his mommy and she's dead. And she's a ghost now. Mommy's dead. Mommy's a ghost. And he misses her real bad. He misses her so much, guys.
And that's why he's a huge asshole to everyone. So.
I think he would have inevitably grown up to be a real asshole just with a mom.
Mm-hmm.
It just would have manifested itself differently.
Yeah. Well,
did Tylenol exist at this time?
I thought the same thing. It must have been the Tylenol.
Because the sister's a little weird too.
She's such a freak. Oh my God, I hated her even more than him.
The next part where they go into
the dress fitting.
The dress fit, like they have the date and they got the dress fitting, and she walks in and she's like smelling her. And what was the point? I was like, okay, that there's gonna be a reason for this later, but there just never was.
They're like dogs. She's like the dog sniffing the new dog coming around, like you're in my turf.
That's the point where I was like, okay.
No, because I thought, if maybe you could have taken everything that's happened so far and maybe seen it as somehow charming. Oh, charming, he took my lipstick off and he wants to see the real me. Maybe you could perceive that as charming. Or maybe you could say, "Oh, he just really loves his mom. That's really sweet." When he was measuring her and he goes, "You have no breasts." I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I am out of here. And then his sister said he likes him a little chubbier or likes him with a little bit of a stomach. I'm like, again, I am out of here. I am leaving.
After he says, "You have no breasts," he's like, "It's my job to give you some if I choose to."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, do you choose to?" Like, what do you mean? I just can't. But she likes it, and that's on her.
See, that's the thing
it.
is, I don't know. I mean, she clearly does by the end, or at least learns to like it, or learns that this is what she likes. But I'm not so sure if at the beginning, if she is not being opportunistic and just kind of dealing with it because she knows that he's a rich dude, and she's clearly a refugee from Eastern Europe. Like she's Luxembourgish, which is what I learned, that's what you call someone from Luxembourg, is they're Luxembourgish.
Mm-hmm.
They're a touch Luxembourgian, but that's the word, is Luxembourgish. But that's where she's from in real life. She's from Luxembourg in real life. Vicky Creeps. She crept on over, so we have to assume that she was displaced from Luxembourg into England post-war, and was a waitress at a little, it's probably a nice restaurant, but she's not in the best position financially, I would have to assume, where she lives. So I think that she's being opportunistic and sort of just taking it, and then she evolves throughout the movie to actually fall in love with him in her own weird way, and learn how to push back on against Cyril and him. But I think at the beginning she is probably maybe doesn't like what's happening, but is just dealing with it to get ahead in life. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would have to assume that if she was just, didn't want a better life and wasn't looking for a better life, that she probably would have just pieced out. I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure.
I mean, that checks out.
But yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta fucking, there's red flag after red flag after red flag. It's just a whole carload of red flags, one after another.
Oh,
when he's talking about his old nanny, the evil Miss Blackwood. She was old and monstrously ugly. Talking about the wedding dress superstitions, which I thought was pretty funny, but in the staring contest.
Yeah.
And so confirmed bachelor, when he says that he's a confirmed bachelor, which is, especially in England, was a euphemism for being gay. That's what any single guy of means who's never got married, and they were just confirmed bachelor, Reynolds Woodcock, would basically be saying gay guy Reynolds Woodcock is very gay and never got married.
I mean,
but I don't know if he's gay, bisexual, or just asexual. I think he's, I don't think that, well, they do have a kid at the end, right? So they at least get it in there once.
At least once. Well, there was they hooked up once for sure.
They never show it though.
They don't show it, but it's insinuated.
I mean, it's implied, but it's never confirmed. You don't see them getting into bed or getting out of bed. It's just kissing, and then it's the next day.
Yeah.
So they may not be doing anything. They might just be cuddling and watching the fire in a very fall-like way.
I feel like he's gay.
Oh, the smelling part, when, I have my notes. It's just a little bit later. But when Cyril's like sandalwood and rosewater, sherry and lemon juice.
And she said, "We had fish for dinner." I was like, gross.
Yeah. Imagine how bad their mother was before she died.
Ugh.
What did she do to these kids?
Okay, so she doesn't leave him after he insults her over and over again. She's in.
She's full on in.
She's full send on him.
And then it goes to her talking about how she's basically his servant and mannequin while he makes dresses, and has to go to sleep at 12 and wake up at 4 and stand there for long hours.
Oh Oh, and she can
And
stand
she's like,
forever.
"It's fine. I can stand so long."
I
I'm
can
like,
stand
okay, pick
forever.
me.
I'd never have to sit down, which is true. You know, you can get good at standing. When I had a standing desk, I used to stand for like 8 or 9 hours in a day without sitting down. So you can get used to it. You can do it.
It's possible to stand.
She talks about how she doesn't really like the fabric that they're using, and he's like, "Maybe you have no taste."
Yeah.
Like that's what's so the dialogue and like the little arguments and little jabs is what makes this movie so fucking good.
You fucking
Yeah.
idiot. You have no taste. Get out of here.
And she
Did you-
clapped back at him a little bit, which his other girlfriend didn't do.
yeah,
She just took it completely.
that's why she got kicked to the curb, and
She wasn't giving mommy enough.
she wasn't. She had to give
Yeah.
back. That's what. But oh, to be completely fair to you guys, and I thought this would be the one to get you in on it, but I didn't like this. I didn't hate this movie the first time I saw it. I saw it in the theater when it came out, and I was like, I was kind of disappointed by it because it just wasn't what I was expecting off of previous PTA movies.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, I rewatched it when I got it. I got it maybe like a year or two ago, and I'm like, oh man, this is so much better than I remember. And then last night when I watched it, it's so much funnier than I ever remember it being.
I do feel like it's one of those movies that you have to watch a few times to really pick up on everything that's going on.
When you haven't seen Darian, you haven't seen One Bad After Another yet?
No, we were supposed to go yesterday, but we didn't.
You really should have. But
I know.
I saw it twice. I've seen it twice now. And the second time I watched it is even funnier than the first time because you can really just sink in because you know what's going to happen. So you're not like paying attention to the plot as much because you know what's going to happen next. So you can really concentrate and focus on the little dialogue bits and pieces. So he's one of the directors, writers, directors who just every movie gets better every time you watch it because you pick up all the small shit that you don't notice. Because this entire movie is about little teeny small looks that people give each other, little jips and jabs, and the way that Cyril's looking at Alma, where you really have to be paying attention, to pick up on all the nuances.
And I like that.
Oh, I just got out of breath talking. I'm fucking dying. Geez. I'm gonna die.
No.
It's so hot in here right now. Hold on. Keep talking amongst yourselves. I gotta turn on a fan.
Well, then it goes to them at the table for breakfast, the same way it was the last girlfriend. And she's scraping that butter on loud as hell. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing the pattern here at that point. And I kind of get it.
Yeah, I get it too. It was kind of annoying.
There's another part of something she does a little later on, and I'm like, okay. Get her the fuck out of here.
When they were in Switzerland?
And she was eating something off she was like biting the spoon or the fork, and I was like, ugh, what are you doing? And I don't know if they were purposely doing that to exaggerate it from his point of view, or if she was actually doing that, but that was crazy.
I have in my notes later that I am an untalented Reynolds Woodcock.
Yeah.
The dresses that he makes, so good. Really good dresses.
They were good. Hate to see it. Wanted to be a hater, couldn't.
I mean, every genius is crazy. What does he say? Oh, when he's talking to the lawyer, or when somebody else who works for him, and they were talking about somebody who died with a dress and buried in it, and he goes, "You would dig her up and sell the dress again, wouldn't you, Nigel?" That's the dinner that they're at when she's wearing her dress for the first time, the one that he makes for her, that they measured for. And Cyril shows up and just ruins the whole vibe for everyone.
That bitch.
They're having a good time. And then Cyril, who hates everything, shows up.
What is her problem? What's her deal?
Cyril? I think it starts off I think it's mostly that she doesn't think any of these girls are good enough for him. I think it kind of, you're supposed to think that she has a thing for him, but ultimately by the end of it, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that she doesn't approve of any of them, like none of them are good enough, or that it's just inevitable that he's going to kick them to the curb, so she doesn't want to get to know them.
Yeah. She's just tired of it. She's like, I don't even want to talk to them.
Exactly. That first breakfast where Alma kind of pushes back and says he's being too fussy, and then she does that whole explanation about how if his breakfast isn't perfect, then it ruins his whole day. And she's like, well, I didn't know. And she's like, well, now you do. But I didn't. But now you do. But okay, I didn't know that. Well, now you do. I still think he's being a little fussy.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I mean, it is what it is.
I like that she held her ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this whole,
Alma.
I'm pretty sure, and that's why I think Cyril starts respecting her. And
She
even though
does,
she
yeah.
is always trying to like undermine her kind of through the whole thing, I think it's more of a test to see
Yeah.
if she can, deal with the bullshit that she's gonna have to deal with the whole time. I don't think she's necessarily doing it to get rid of her, but she has to know if she's going to be able to handle it, because that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. That makes sense.
She did eat her toast a lot quieter in the
She
following
did.
scenes.
I would lose my shit. It would drive me crazy. Somebody eating like that. When I used to carpool with your grandma and her friend, or the guy she worked with, so they used to pick me up in the morning, and I would sit in the back and they'd sit in the front. And he had this coffee mug with a little thing on it that made a little popping sound, like the Starbucks cup that goes pa-punk.
Mm-hmm.
And for the whole fucking hour on the way to work, every time he took a sip, pa-punk, 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 pa-punk. And I would just sit back. I was in the back seat, just like seething with rage for every fucking day for months. And then I finally was just putting headphones on, just like blocking it out. And then they would start talking to me, and I'm like, what? I'd have to take my AirPod out, and they whatever they're talking about, and then pa-punk, pa-punk. So
it is rude to talk to someone when they're wearing headphones, for sure. But just so everyone knows, that being annoyed by sounds or people like eating or drinking, as someone who is annoyed by the sound of people eating, like I hate, if I can hear you chew, I am cringing. But that's on us. That's not on the normal people of the world. Normal people don't get enraged by people just living their life. That's the autism.
I think there's a limit. Like normal chewing doesn't really bother me unless I don't like you, and then I get extremely angry.
I mean, that's true.
Especially
for me, it's once your mouth is open while you're chewing,
but
for
it's
even
also
a second.
It's a real chicken and the egg situation with that, though, because you might be neutral on them until they start eating something in a weird way or making weird noises, and then you're going to immediately start hating them more than you would have if they didn't do that.
I have to be in a specific mood, because sometimes Eli's chewing doesn't bother me, but if I'm like either overwhelmed or I'm just mad at him, like we got in an argument, if he chews too loud.
Oh my God, learn how to eat.
Seriously. What is wrong with you?
I do the same thing to Hayden, because Hayden will do that, and I'll just look at him and he goes, sorry.
Crawl into your little hole and munch on your food.
And the shitty
cave.
thing
Away.
and is I'm probably 1,000 times worse than everybody who bothers me. So I really have no leg to stand on. But again, that's why I'm in a truck by myself.
Listen, we all have our things, okay? Everyone has a thing that's really annoying. Dad, you talk really slow. You have long pauses between your words. That's your thing.
But it's only getting worse as I get older, so that's
I know. It can only go downhill from here.
You know, if AI could just like cut out the long pauses on FaceTime, it'd be fine.
I know.
So fine.
And I'm trying to do better, but you guys are literally the only conversation I have every week is this podcast. Is I have 2 hours of conversation once a week.
I feel like I have the opposite problem. I do pause sometimes, but I also stumble over my words a lot. And I'm always thinking to myself, like, learn how to fucking talk, you weirdo. Yeah. Why are you stumbling over your words so much?
It's fine. It's fine. You're going to be fine.
I also don't know how to talk. I'm not a talker. I'm more of a listener. So when I start talking...
That's why we started a podcast.
Yeah, we all don't talk. We don't know how to talk.
3 people who don't know how to talk, and then somebody who doesn't even speak English.
I was going to say, Eli doesn't know English, so...
Hey, I know some words. No fear.
Okay.
Talk into your microphone.
Little orange.
Habla en microfono.
His microphone actually translates everything to English. It's really high tech, so everything you're hearing is translated.
Cool.
All the technology is just focused on making me sound really good. That's why I don't have an accent. It's because his microphone's doing all the work.
It's making him sound like a valley girl.
Yeah, they left out all the technology for it to sound good.
And it's cool is that it looks like he's talking to a maraca. So I like that. You should have gone for the avocado model, but whatever.
When does Alma poison him? Let's get there.
It's not too far from here because
I'm ready.
There's Alma's not taking the shit after breakfast and gets a little pushback. And then
Mhm.
we get I think Cyril's a little more threatened, at least when I was taking my notes. I think towards, like, I don't think she actually was. I think she was appreciating it, but you're to take it that she feels threatened at this point because she's actually getting pushback.
And then he gets told that he has to make a dress for Barbara, and he's like, God damn it.
Fucking hate Barbara.
I hate this bitch.
I kind of missed it. Why do they hate Barbara? Because they take that dress back.
Oh,
They said,
because she's a
"Actually,
fucking drunk, but
give
that's
that
not
shit
till
back."
later.
Oh, okay. I thought she like did something like horrible.
That was at that breakfast, I thought. The same breakfast.
I don't know.
No, because there's a part where he is up in his room working and she brings tea to him and he's pissed off that the tea came. Alma brings him tea.
That was like
And
a quick
Oh my
little
God!
scene
How
after.
dare you? How dare
no,
you
but I have
bring
this
me
whole
tea?
and he goes, the tea is leaving, but the interruption is staying right here.
He kind of ate with that.
Yeah. That's something I would say.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was so good. And like
He got it with that one.
Darian, do you feel like he took the whole vibe of the interactions from Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie when they goes to the sword store when Will Forte is the sword salesman? And he's like, well, we didn't know that. And he's like, well, you now you do.
Well, now you do.
Well, now you do. Like, that whole scene, I feel, was the inspiration for the dialogue in this movie.
It honestly inspired the entire movie.
I think it did because PTA is very much in the like LA like comedy scene. He goes to like see stand-up stuff and he goes to all those like Upright Citizens Brigade shows,
So
improv
cool.
shit, and has been going there since the 90s. So I'm relatively sure he's watched Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
He must have at some point. Everyone should, at least once.
We got to do it on here.
Oh my gosh. We should have a month where we just do like out of pocket shit.
We should. But the mushroom time, we get a little foreshadowing of the mushrooms because she's out there in the forest talking to the cook and they're picking the mushrooms. So we get Chekhov's mushrooms. And then it's Barbara Rose's fitting. So that's when Barbara Rose shows up and gets the dress and she's looking at her face in the mirror and saying how ugly she is and all that kind of shit. And she's being the absolute worst. And they do the dress fitting and then they have the press conference where they've got Barbara and her new husband Rubio, and they're asking him about the money situation. But I guess they're both rich, and they start grilling him on if he sold visas to the Jews during the war, which I thought was pretty funny because that was kind of a big deal back then. There was a bunch of Jews were trying to get out of Europe and getting into England, and then getting sent on to create Israel. But they needed to get visas from other countries, so they would the rich Jewish people would buy passports from countries that would, if they could pay enough, they would issue them passports and visas to get out. So they'd basically like pay their way into being a citizen of another country so they could leave Europe.
Wow.
So that's probably how Rubio got all his money in the first place, was selling off war profiteering off Jews trying to get out of Europe.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But they basically say, not that big of a deal, but it doesn't really mean anything with the rest of the movie. But they're both under the laws, are getting married. They'll each have their own money. Everything will be fine. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the wedding, and that's when Barbara becomes a fucking drunken mess. And this is where Alma really wins over Reynolds with her getting rid of, or like saying, this bitch should not be wearing your dress. She doesn't deserve it because she's too big of a hot mess. And did you guys like this scene? Did you find it funny? Good. Was this where it was ramping up for you, with where you were actually liking it at all? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Because at first she was getting a little upset and he was like, stop crying, you little bitch. And then she started acting like his mom. And I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah. He definitely loves that she's grossed out by Barbara wearing his creation.
Yeah.
And now the customer is always wrong. And they go up to her room and basically just rip the dress off of her her drunk ass body.
She barely reacts.
I know. Addressed by the House of Woodcock, which is we haven't really remarked on the name Woodcock. It's a good ass name. Reynolds Jeremiah
Solid.
Woodcock. PTA has the best names.
Classic.
Period.
Okay.
Period. And then Princess Mona shows up, and now Alma's getting hella jealous of Princess Mona.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Je m'appelle Alma. Je m'appelle Princess Moana. I live here. She basically just goes up to her and pisses on her leg to mark her territory.
That part was so weird and crazy.
Well, do you think that Alma felt threatened by Mona, or do you think it was a performance she was putting on for Reynolds?
When I saw it, I thought that she was threatened because
Yeah, she was threatened.
She didn't acknowledge her when she first walked in, you know? The princess didn't. And I think that offended her. And also the princess is prettier than her.
Oh, yeah. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. But I think with hindsight of having seen the whole movie, I think it was more of a performance.
Why?
I mean...
You didn't even see her do that, though, until she talked to him.
Yeah, that's true. It may have just been exclusively being, what's the word I'm looking for? Threatened?
Jealous,
threatened. Yeah, probably.
I feel like she was feeling a certain type of way because she liked him or started to like him. It was definitely more than just a money thing at this point. And I think that she was jealous and she felt like she wasn't getting very much attention from him. So she was like trying. Like this is a scene where did she cook him dinner? She did something nice for him. She cooked for him.
Well, there's the asparagus dinner.
And she was like, this was supposed to be nice. But she just kind of brought it up and she was just testing the water. She was just like, oh, that princess is really pretty. And so are you going to make a dress for her?
I don't think this whole thing was her being necessarily crazy herself. Like, if she was with someone else, I don't think she would be acting like this at all. I think she learned what gets his attention and what doesn't, and then she ran with it.
Yeah, well, that's what I think too.
That's what she had to do.
Yeah.
But the part that makes her crazy is that she wants his attention.
I don't think that makes her crazy. I think that is because he's manipulative and she is, I don't know, probably easily manipulated, I guess. She would be the type of person that would fall for a cult or something like that, I feel.
She would be a really good right-hand man to the cult leader and like bring more people in.
Yeah, but she's not crazy.
No, because
I get it.
They're manipulated. It's like brainwashing.
Yeah. But do you think it started as a money thing? And then she started to actually fall for him?
I think, yeah, I do. I think that's what, I think Jaden's right, is she saw a rich dude who she's like, oh, she got a little bit of attention from him and was playing into it. And then she's dealt with his craziness at the beginning because she wanted to, get in with this rich family because it's going to make her life better. And then she, over time, learned the way she needed to behave to get his attention and his approval. And then it just, kind of snowballed from there. There was a symbiotic relationship of manipulation on both sides.
When someone is giving and taking and weaponizing attention like that, it really draws you in and you're like kind of crave their attention and it makes you feel like you can't think about anything else. Yeah. And I feel like that's what was happening. I don't think she was really crazy. I mean, he made her crazy, I guess is what you could say, but I don't think if she was with someone else that she would be doing any of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he reinforced her weird behavior by responding positively to all of the weird shit that she was doing instead of responding positively to being normal.
I think the part for me where it crosses the line into crazy is like, it's one thing to kind of take his shit and be talked to like that, or, want to do nice things for him and not get attention for it, or like she does and it gives her like that little crumb of dopamine that keeps her going to do it again. The part where it crosses over into crazy is when she decides, I'm going to poison him, actually. I'm going to go ahead and poison him, and then I'm going to continue to poison him. But it's also crazy on his part because yeah.
I think that her initial poisoning was revenge for him being an asshole.
Yeah.
And then the way that
For
it
sure.
played, the way that he reacted, and that I don't know if she did the poisoning with the intent of getting closer to him, which is what ultimately happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why she does it again later. But I think the first time she did it because fuck this dude, he's being a douchebag.
For sure.
I think that is true, but then what makes me think otherwise is when he was sick, and if she thought he was going to die, she wouldn't really care, but she was purposely wanting to take care of him herself. She didn't want him to need anybody else, because remember earlier on, he said, "Are you scared that I don't need you or something?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, I don't need you." And then she did that because she wants to show him that he needs her.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Now that I think about it, you're right. It was, I don't know if she knew that she was going to get that good of a result out of it, but.
And I think when she read the book, when she was learning about the types of mushrooms, because it showed that, I didn't read it, but maybe it says something in there about how it's not going to kill you, but it's just going to make you feel really horrible. It might have said something like that, and she knew that.
Yeah, I think she knew it wasn't going to kill him. But still. But no, because later she was like, even if it did kill him, if this time it did kill him, it would be okay because I'll see him in the afterlife,
in the next,
and we'll be together again and again and again. So I feel like she doesn't actually know whether or not, and that's where I'm like, again, I understand, like, even if she was doing it for revenge or like, no matter what her reasonings are, it's still crazy to poison someone, no matter what. You don't poison people. That's crazy.
Yes, I think she does become crazy. Yes, the same way you would if you were in a cult, you would start doing crazy shit.
Right.
But by that logic, we can reverse it back to, is Woodcock and Cyril crazy, or was it just the way that their mom
I'm
did
sure,
it?
yeah. I'm sure that the way their mom was made them crazy as fuck, but their mom's dead now, so now it's just on them.
Well, that's not fair.
It is.
What excuse are you guys going to use when I'm dead?
I think that it's like, people experience trauma and people go through things and people are in relationships where, they're manipulated or they're in cults or whatever. But it's like, lots of people's moms die and they don't act like crazy assholes. And a lot of girls are in relationships where their boyfriend doesn't give them very much attention. They don't poison them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. I get why they do the things they do, but you know what I mean? Like,
I do. You're saying
it's not
that
an excuse to me.
She came into this relationship with the potential of poisoning and being crazy. She wasn't.
I think she would have done it to anyone that it could have been anyone in, like, not like a normal everyday guy who was giving her lots of attention and, like, was just your average guy. But if there was another successful guy that maybe didn't give her as much attention as she wanted or was maybe a little mean to her, I could see her, doing that.
I disagree.
I think if you're gonna poison someone, you're gonna poison someone, and if you're not, you're not.
I sound like I'm like making excuses for her poisoning.
To an extent.
I think
I didn't poison anyone, guys. I promise.
Yeah, that's exactly what a poisoner would say.
Tread carefully. I just mean, like, I feel like people that are capable of those things, it's like it's in them, whether or not it ever comes to fruition.
Yeah, because it's not like she's
in them.
She's not killing or poisoning out of self-defense. She's doing it to be manipulative.
Right.
Which is pretty fucking crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it is crazy, but I still don't think that if she was in a normal relationship and the person wasn't extremely manipulative and crazy,
but I think what Darian's saying
just do that.
Is she's the type of person, she wouldn't be in a normal relationship. She actively was looking for this type of relationship. And like you
Yeah.
said earlier, they match each other's freak.
They do, yeah. Potentially. I think
Yeah.
she needed
I
a
don't think
relationship
so.
like this, in a
I
way.
don't think she was looking for this because she definitely looked uncomfortable. I think she's just
She fell
there's
into
just
it.
some people who are not, I don't know, they can't
I mean,
be their own person and they are easily manipulated. I think that's just what she is.
could it be a little column A and a little bit of column B, where she's
A little bit of everything.
she's a little bit crazy and then also getting manipulated by him? Because for her to just be so okay with the situation from the get-go, from his weirdness and just being so cool with it and dealing with all of it, leads me to believe that even though it goes against what I said earlier, is that she's in a very desperate situation, being, a refugee from World War II, et cetera, is she probably could have easily just married some random, like dock worker or, truck driver in her little village that she lived in or whatever, and lived a normal, regular life. But she's obviously wants something more than that, has very high aspirations. I think she's got a little bit of a sociopathy to her.
I think what I'm trying to say is that, she could have very well ended up with someone completely normal and lived a very normal life. I think that was 100% a possibility for her. But I'm saying, like, if you're the type of person to poison someone, then you're the type of person to poison someone. If you're the type of person to murder someone, then you're the type of person to murder someone. And whether or not that gets brought out in your lifetime or with who you're with or whatever is one thing. But it's like, if you are put into the position where you're willing to go that far, that's the part of you that is not, like, mentally stable. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Jaden, like, let's say that Eli was like this guy, I don't think that you would poison him, even if, you know what I mean? But it's like, if it's in you, it's in you, and if it's not, it's not. I don't know.
You don't know how I would have acted in the 50s.
This is true.
I mean, this is
I would have been
basically
like all the housewives just drinking martinis and popping
Right.
opioids or whatever,
I
chilling.
mean, and effectively, this turns into a Munchausen by proxy situation. I mean, it's just like The Sixth Sense, where the mom is poisoning the little kids to get the attention from everyone else. She's poisoning, Reynolds to get attention from Reynolds, and putting herself in the position to be needed and wanted. And he is symbiotically loves being taken down a peg, where he can let go of control. It's like the whole dom and sub dominatrix thing, where rich dudes will go and pay money to have women step on their balls and shit, because they're always having to make decisions and be in positions of power and all this pressure on them. So they love it when they are dominated and don't have to be the ones that have to have any pressure on them and just be told what to do. Mm-hmm. So this gives him the opportunity to have a reason to give up the control and power of his everyday life, and she takes over. So they just go through like a cycle of where it's completely crazy, of course, but it's really no different than, it's a weird way of, it's just another version of her kicking him in the nuts, and
it's
putting him in bondage.
Consensual.
Right.
So at the end of the day,
which, we can't, what's the word? Kink shame. They're just doing
kink shaming here.
No, it's just their kink. So crazy. I don't know. Are people who, into bondage and shit crazy? Probably. But as long as it's, consensual, which it wasn't. I don't know. Do you think that he knew the first time that she did it? Because not to skip ahead, but, not a lot happens in between now and then the second time. I mean, there's the whole scene with the doctor, which is pretty great when he shows up and he tells him to fuck off, and there's a strange boy in my room, tells him to fuck off. And when he initially gets sick and falls over and lands on the dress, when the seamstress just come into Cyril, and it's like, he fell. And she's like, what do you mean he fell? He fell in the dress. Who fell in the dress? That whole scene. And there's shoe polish on it. And
how? Shoe polish?
How? From the shoes. My ass off.
She cannot believe it.
You guys, I was laughing my little butt off. And Eli, you missed a whole thing because you're such a lazy.
What? You're such a lazy.
You're such a lazy guy.
Wait, I do have something to say about that, though.
Okay, say it.
I feel like I agree with both sides of what you guys are saying, but I feel like there's always like a person can only take so much until they do something. I feel like, and so I feel like in this movie, because I saw that part. I think it's up until after he fell, and everyone was, oh, he fell. Yeah, I watched up until there, and I agree that she probably wasn't that kind of person to like poison somebody. Like you don't just get there, but I feel like people, if they push you hard enough, I feel like some people will do it. Some people will definitely you know.
Yeah.
But she
I
could have
mean,
just left. Like
exactly.
she's not locked into that situation. She's not
No,
married.
dude, it was
She's
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, there's that too.
You
Because
don't
like you
understand
said,
how behavior like that alters your brain chemistry to where you you're stuck. You have like you
Yeah.
can't leave.
yeah,
That's why it's not as drastic in her case, but that's why people who are being abused physically and even mentally abused, that's why they don't leave. They can't leave. And they keep going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
ouch.
I get that.
I don't
Yeah.
know anything about that.
You don't know anything about that?
Nothing.
What's the most?
Never heard
Uh,
of her.
I think the most iconic relationship that's like Stockholm syndrome is Harley and the Joker. Isn't that something? Like,
I thought, well, okay, obviously I understand that there can be levels to this, but I thought like Stockholm syndrome is really when you are kidnapped against your will and you start to fall in love with your kidnapper.
Well, yeah. Yes. But I'm using it in this case.
Yeah. Like Stockholm syndrome light, Lite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low
Well,
cal Stockholm
Diet Stockholm.
Skinny-licious Stockholm syndrome.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's basically Stockholm syndrome. It's just you, your captors in whatever sense eventually convince you that they're the good guys and that you're wrong for wanting to leave is basically what it is.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think it's all of it.
But I think she just knows that he needs her and that she needs to be poisoning him and that he likes it. So I think it's fine
Yeah.
for everyone. I don't think anyone's crazy. I think everybody's getting exactly what they want out of this relationship. I would love to have such a good relationship.
You'd love to be poisoned on the regular?
Yeah. All I want is for a woman to love me enough to poison me who wants to take care of me. There's
Eat your
a
toast quietly.
right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a there's there was an interview with PTA after the screening at the Directors Guild Award, or at they have a theater. The DGAs have a theater,
Mm-hmm.
and they did the screening. And there was an interview with him, and they asked him how he came up with the idea. And so he's married to Maya Rudolph. Did you know that he was married to Maya Rudolph?
I did not know that.
So he got the initial idea as he was sick on the couch, and she was giving him more attention that she had given him in years, and like taking care of him and being nice. And he was like, oh, I really like how she's paying attention to me for once and, showing me love. So that was the germ of this idea of this movie.
That's wild.
that's pretty cool. I think I always find it so cool how people find inspiration from like the littlest things.
I know, me too, because my brain does not go there. Some people are so creative.
You don't have a sick and twisted mind?
No, I do. It's just not sick, twisted, and creative.
Yeah, that's why we're not
Talented.
yeah, well, I didn't want to be that reductive, but
I was telling Hayden this yesterday, actually, and I just saw something today, and apparently there's a word for it, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's like, basically, I feel like when it comes to things that are artistic or considered creative, like painting or drawing or nails or whatever, I'm good at like copying. Like I'm good at doing it, but I'm not good at like coming up with ideas. I'm not good at the creative part of it. I can do it. Like I'm skilled with my hands or whatever, but I'm just not, I don't know. I need inspiration from other people. I can't like come up with stuff myself.
Same.
I hate it.
I can't just sketch. I think
No.
partially part of it for me that I've realized since I've started getting into crafts a lot more, like I did when I was younger, is I'm very self-conscious and I don't like anything that I do, or I don't trust that the things I do are good enough. So
Me
I
too.
have to copy someone else's work because I can recognize when something is good, but not when I do it myself.
That makes sense.
I mean, that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, Reynolds is you have to, I don't want it to be like you have to be crazy to be creative, but I think that part of your brain that makes you not crazy has to be diminished to amp up the part of your brain that is creative, that can
There's
come up with
something
things
there.
whole cloth, which I mean is proven over and over and over again. Of the better the artist is, the more crazy they are. I mean, it's not 100% of the time, but
But
it
like
seems like it is.
some things are just so obvious. And it's like once I see it, I'm like, how did I never think of that? Like that is such a good idea. How did it and it's so simple. And it
Because when
never
you
crossed my
grow up
mind.
thinking everything that you do is wrong, that's what happens.
I don't know if you're like this, Jaden, but I think I'm a perfectionist. And if something's not absolutely perfect in my mind, then it's just not good enough.
Exactly, yeah. And I
Like I
think
would
that we also get that from mom because she is definitely a
from
perfectionist, and
yeah, exactly.
I have very controlling tendencies, even like
Mm-hmm.
my entire life. I would rather just do everything myself than just because I know it's gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, when it comes to creative stuff, I don't trust myself to do it.
And whenever I do creative stuff, not to get so off topic, and this is like kind of sad, but it's like every time I do something creative, all I see are the flaws.
Yeah.
Where it's like Hayden and my friends, like you guys, be like, wow, that's like so good, like that's awesome, and I'm like, this is awful. This is
Like,
actually, I
you
I
guys
was
are
scared to
dumb.
post this and show you because I'm so embarrassed,
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what that is.
It's
Trauma.
the smarter you are, like generally, it's the Dunning-Kruger syndrome, where that's basically it's a psychological belief that the stupider that you are, the less you're able to recognize that your shit sucks. So the smarter you are, the more you're able to recognize critically the things that you're doing suck, essentially. So that's why people put out the worst complete shit on the internet and make videos that are just so cringe and so bad because they're fucking stupid and don't know how bad the thing is that they're doing and think the thing they're doing is good. That's why the everything in the world is flooded with crap.
The dumbest people are the loudest.
Exactly.
Sure.
True.
So
Hey, I'm pretty loud. I don't know what you guys are trying to say.
You're not loud.
Babe, am I loud? Be honest.
It's so loud.
Really?
Like, I always joke that if we go to a European country, that people are gonna be so annoyed of him. I think I'll be okay. I talk pretty quietly.
not
I
if you
get
go to
so I get so overstimulated when I'm talking to him sometimes. He'll just be talking to me. I'm like, why are you yelling at me right now? And then he also can't hear anything.
That's why he's yelling.
And I
He's
guess I have
deaf.
great hearing because I can hear him from a complete opposite part of the house. He can be downstairs in the bathroom and I'll be in the kitchen and I can hear him. But if I'm talking to him, he can't hear a thing I'm saying.
well, you do know
You need to clean
that
out your ears.
men lose that part, like that's the frequency of voices that women have, that men literally, that's the hearing that goes, the older you get, you start not be able to hear that frequency,
You just gotta talk really low.
That
which
sounds
is,
like
Eli.
that sounds so fake.
it does sound so fake, but it's true.
But
It's
Yeah.
who did this study?
Oh man.
a really cool a really cool male ear doctor.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I
look
have very.
look it up.
I was gonna say I also have very clean ears. So
What?
I also have very clean ears. 'Cause
Shut,
Darian was
shut
like,
up.
you should clean your ears. I have
What?
very clean ears. God damn
What?
it!
Mm.
I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm getting
I
out
don't know
of
what
here.
you're talking. I didn't say that.
What? I can't hear you. I have an ear infection.
All right. Where are
Oh,
we at
so
this
yeah,
movie?
the doctor comes, the doctor gets kicked out, but that's when you realize that's who she was talking to at the very beginning, the very
Mm-hmm.
first cold open. And because she's continuing this conversation, I think it's all one conversation.
Yeah.
But then he proposes to her after
He
the
asks her 3 times.
well, first there's Ghost Mom.
Mm.
We can't, lest we forget, Ghost Mom shows up, and when he's sick, he sees her standing in the corner, and he says, "He can't hear you." See, right there, He says he can't hear. Remember, he's like, I can't hear you. Are you saying anything? I can't hear you. It's because he's old enough now where he's lost the hearing frequency of ghosts. Ghost Mom. You can't hear Ghost Mom anymore. Sad.
You lose ghosts first, and then you lose women as a whole.
But then, yes, it's the wedding proposal.
Yeah, he asks her twice, and she's like, he's
I
like,
love
what
that
are
she did
you
that.
thinking about? Will you marry me? Will you marry me?
And then she's like, will you marry me?
No.
She did a little reversal.
Imagine he said no.
That
No.
would have been
No, I actually really didn't want to, but now that you're
It
asking.
wouldn't surprise me if he did. say no.
fine. But this is the part where I was really surprised. This was like the whole turn of Cyril, because I would assume that she would be super pissed about this whole situation, this whole wedding. But through the whole wedding montage, she's seeming really happy, like really like glad that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that really took me
Yeah,
by
because
surprise.
she's like, finally, I don't have to deal with him
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm free.
Some
She
other
just
psycho can
dissolves.
deal with him. Yeah, I can go be with Ghost Mom.
I love my mommy too. You're not the only one.
She was actually a ghost this whole time.
She's the one who's been designing the dresses the whole time.
She's actually the one that's been doing all the work and you
Yeah.
get all the credit.
Right.
It's a real Sixth
Typical.
Sense. So they get married and then they go to Switzerland for their honeymoon. And this is the scene you're talking about where they're having breakfast and she's eating that food. And why does this bitch have to eat so goddamn loudly? And he's losing his mind already regretting, which is basically me in every relationship that I've had in my entire life, where I'm like, what have I got myself into? What am I doing here?
I feel like that's kind of what happens after you get married, you know, because you're like all excited and you're so in love and you're like, we're gonna do this thing, and then you get married and then it's like you hear them eat for the first time for real, and you're like, I signed a contract. I have to listen to this.
I've made a huge
for the rest
mistake
of my life. What have I done? But you get over it.
Do you though?
Do you? That's what I was gonna say. Do you?
Do you?
Well, you learn to let the small things go.
Or do you become a truck driver so you can be gone? And then ultimately lead to
gone.
getting divorced.
And the truth comes
You become
out.
ghost mom.
You become ghost dad. Ghost. I'm a ghost.
Ghost dad.
I'm out. But yeah. And he realizes that he's made a huge mistake. And then it's all of a sudden it's Christmas. And the doctor's
Literally nothing fall in this. They just completely skipped that actually.
They skipped every fall season.
I think that there was fall the entire time leading up to them getting married was fall.
I didn't
Just
see a
making
single
an
leaf.
educated guess.
They were walking through the forest getting mushrooms. That was
Mushrooms
complete
are
fall.
so spring.
There's fall mushrooms.
There's all season mushrooms,
Mushrooms
right?
can
Summer
grow at any time.
mushrooms.
Right. but
Mushrooms give me fall.
Yeah,
Not
mushrooms
Like
are
the ones
so
that grow
fall.
on the trees. What are those called?
Mushrooms give me spring and fairies and flowers and nature. That's all spring.
They give me
Jade,
like
they're
crunchy
called.
trees and logs and leaves.
I think the preferred term is LGBTQ, not fairies.
My mistake.
So insensitive.
Come on, it's
Just
2025
sick.
here.
In the big 25.
I know that comedy
hey, you
is
were
back.
calling her crazy earlier. We don't use that term anymore.
Oh, sorry. You're right. We don't say crazy. We say mentally unstable.
Psychologically challenged.
Yes.
Mentally challenged.
Psychologically challenged.
How dare you laugh at that in 2025?
Mentally unhoused. But it's Christmas dinner. It is no longer a fall movie, which it was up until right then.
The whole time.
And the whole time. It's always been a fall movie until now. Now it's not. Well, Switzerland, that's fall in Switzerland. Oh, before we get to Christmas dinner, what kind of crazy people go hiking up a mountain in Switzerland? Shouldn't they be skiing? Why are they hiking on the snow?
I don't know, but that shot where he's sitting there and you can just see the mountain.
So good.
So good.
Yeah. I love. He didn't use a cinematographer on this movie, by the way. He did it all himself with his camera operators.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Looked good.
But Christmas dinner.
Good.
Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. The doctor's there and he goes up and he's like, don't owe you an apology. And he's like, I've dealt with worse fucks than you. And he's like, but didn't I tell you to fuck off? And then the doctor starts hitting on Alma, I'm pretty sure, right? Do you guys think he was hitting on her? Or was he just trying to be nice? And like, you never know in this movie if people are if they're in it for the sex or if they're just trying to ingratiate themselves into, because I would got to imagine the doctor is at a lower social status than the House of Woodcock, right? Like he's hanging out with like princesses and movie stars and making dresses. So
yeah,
is this maybe a social climbing type thing where he's trying to ingratiate himself in there via
I
Alma, or
don't
do you
think
think he's
so.
trying to
I
get in
mean,
her pants?
he's a doctor. I don't think he gives a fuck about that. But
Oh,
I was hoping
wait,
that they would end up together, but it didn't happen.
wait until we watch Eyes Wide Shut. Like that is all about a doctor social climbing.
Is that on the list?
It is now.
no spoilies.
So we agree that the doctor's trying to fuck her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're playing backgammon, and she's I don't know, I don't realize what she's doing, but she's like going to town. I thought she was like shaking a present. I thought he'd given her a present, and she was shaking like a ring box. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? And he's like,
I thought that too.
I think they're well and truly shaken now. And then they were dice. So, and I like this little jab he gets in where she starts doing something. He goes, let's not start cheating at this stage, Alma, which because he'd seen her talking to the doctor when they were having dinner. I think that was a little jab.
Yeah.
And then the other bitch comes over and sits down, takes her place when he's being a complete asshole and like tells her to leave.
She leaves.
And when he's like, I'm sure you'd be having a great time if you were winning. But and when I don't remember who this was. It was just somebody else in like high society. It's like whose house they were having dinner at, right? Maybe, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When she goes, I don't mean to be racist, and then starts talking shit about her because she's from Luxembourg, which is very funny to me that somebody from England would be considering someone from Luxembourg as a different race. They're
so racist.
That's such a racist ass country, I swear to God. Like, if you have to be literally English to not be considered a different race to them. And then it's New Year's Eve. Oh, no, the doctor invites her to go to the New Year's Eve dance. And she's basically says she's not going to be allowed to go. And she was right.
Yeah.
Because he will not go with her, but she goes on her own. And this is a pretty boss ass fucking New Year's Eve party.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I got a fucking elephant up in that bitch.
It reminded me of the party in Babylon.
And me too. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Less fun.
Yeah.
And 30 years later, which is strange to think about.
Yeah.
True.
Then in the timeline, Darren, you haven't seen Babylon yet, have you? Put that on your dang list.
Okay.
My friend. Oh, then he starts turning into a little baby and standing by the door. And that stance when he's just standing and looking out the door with his ass out, I thought really cracked me up. He's just got his whole ass standing out when he's like leaning forward a little bit, looking out the window, like a gorilla standing at the door. And then he decides to take off and he goes and finds her at the party. And it's pretty crazy that they made this whole fucking scene, this whole New Year's Eve party with an elephant and all those papier-mâché things, everything they made. And there's not like a line of dialogue in the entire thing.
Yeah.
Nobody says a word. He finds her, and I thought for sure that she was going to be like making out or like hanging all over the doctor, but she's not. She's just having a good time, living her life.
I thought the same thing too.
Yeah.
And then I for sure thought he was gonna, I don't know, like kiss her, and then they were gonna go dance and have a great time. And then
he just fucking drags her ass out.
No.
What was the point of all of this?
I know, it's this. What I love about it just subverts everything. Everything is the opposite of what you think is going to happen every time.
It's like you think that it's going to be this redeeming moment for him, which at this point I was like, I don't even care about a redeeming moment. You cannot change my mind about this man. But then that didn't even happen. So I was like, yeah, okay. Makes sense.
No. Because he drags her out, and then the next thing happens is they're having breakfast, or he's sitting there with Cyril, right? And he's basically saying he's made a huge mistake. Oh, no, wait. First, there's the where he finds out that one of his clients has left him because he's not chic enough, and he's having a little mental breakdown because his feelings are hurt because he's losing clients that he's had for so long. And then he's with Cyril and they're eating meal or having tea or something. And he's basically telling Cyril that he fucking wants to get rid of Alma. And he's just talking bad shit. And then you see her walk in and standing behind him. And he's still talking shit. And Cyril keeps looking over and seeing her. And then you think normally in a situation like this, it would be this whole thing where he's like embarrassed and like, oh, you know, that's not what I meant, or you know, he's trying to, but he just fucking doubles down on that shit.
Yeah.
And
she says something.
No, I have it written down. There's she goes about Mrs. Vaughn isn't satisfied with the dress, and he goes, no one gives a tinker's fucking curse about Mrs. Vaughn's satisfaction.
Tinker's fucking curse.
Tinker's fucking curse.
Reminds me of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes. And then he's like, there's an air of quiet death in this house, and I don't know, and I don't like how it smells. Got some fucking killer ass barbs, jabs. If I would have said that when I was married, I would have gotten a remote control to my head.
As you should have.
But this is when the second poisoning happens. She cooks him up that delicious looking omelet and puts it down on the table and keeps asking him if he wants different drinks, and he says no. And then she says water, and then she starts pouring the water
obnoxiously.
I love that.
It was so good. So passive aggressive. Just holding the picture up. It's going. Oh man, it was so good. And then this is why I think he must have known that she poisoned him. I think this is right. Do you think he knew before, or that he put it together right then when he sees the mushrooms? Because he definitely knows right then that he's getting poisoned.
Yeah.
Because he makes such a big show out of like cutting off, taking one bite and holding it in his mouth and just staring her down, like smiling.
I mean, he says that he's going to be poisoned.
Yeah. But do you think he knew the whole time before? Like, do you think he knew the first time she did it, that she did it? Or do you think he just put it together right then when he sees mushrooms in there?
I think he put it together then.
That's what I think too. And then she says, I want you flat on your back, helpless, tender, open with only me to help. And then he's, kiss me, my girl, before I'm sick. When he's sitting on the toilet. Or no, that was
before.
Yeah. Then they go in the toilet and they're having and then he's like, you better leave. I'm about to shit my pants.
Shut the door behind you.
Shut the door behind you.
Wait, when is the scene? It's like the best scene in this whole thing, when he was like, who are you? Why are you doing this to me? Do you have a gun? Do you have a gun? Show me your gun. Do you have a gun?
Yes.
That was in their argument after she made him dinner. Which Eli missed this entire part because he fell asleep right before that.
Where is your gun? Show me your gun. Do you have a gun?
I wrote that all down. Where was that? I must have fucked up.
It happens. But
guys, I dropped the ball in the notes. I'm so sorry.
They create this relationship where it's like mutually agreed that every so often she's going to poison him so that she can take care of him, because that's what breaks through his shell of being a huge asshole. And he knows in some ways that he needs that, I think. And he likes feeling cared for, like a baby.
He misses his mommy.
Because he misses his mommy. And she wants attention.
It would be way easier if they just got into adult diaper play.
Like, to be poisoned, like, you just know he's shitting and puking at the same time. For probably hours. Imagine, like, she puts an omelet down in front of you and you're like, I'm going to be shitting and puking at the same time for a few hours today.
Probably for days.
Let me eat up. Like,
he's sick and twisted.
He is sick and twisted.
He is sick and
he's going to be sick. And his guts are going to be twisted.
His guts are going to be twisted up.
But, you know, he at least lives long enough for them to have a kid. That is his kid, right?
I wonder if the kid is, when they're older, just gonna be like, why does he get, like, fucked up, like, every month? What is that about?
Also, why is he such an asshole?
Oh, you know that kid's going off to boarding school. She's never going to see him once he's, like, 6 years old. They're Harry Pottering that kid's ass. All right.
That's it.
Well, you know, they're hogwarting his ass.
Ew.
It's more like
they're sending him off.
That kid's
no
definitely
magic.
That kid's definitely going to Slytherin for sure. He's going to learn the dark arts.
And then he's gonna Avada Kedavra his dad.
Oh, and then he says, "I'm getting hungry." That was the very last line of the movie. Which, are we to take that as he is ready for another mushroom poisoning, or that he's just recovering from that mushroom poisoning and now he wants food because he's feeling better?
Alma, I want my poison.
He's
I
a
think
hungry
both.
boy.
Fetch me
Yeah.
my
He's a hungry boy.
mushrooms.
He's a hungry boy. All right. Well, we have a very rigid system that we do at the end of every episode, and we've done at the end of every episode without fail every single time. And that is the system of the person who picks the movie asks everybody else if they're mad or they're glad. So let's start with Eli because
he didn't watch it.
He didn't watch it. The parts that you did see, are you mad or are you glad that I picked this movie?
I really liked it. It was a really good movie, so I'm very glad that I watched half of this movie.
Are you going to finish it off?
Yes.
No, he's not.
I'll
You
try.
should. Okay. Give me your rating. Well, give me your tentative rating of what you saw.
And what we talked about.
Wait, let's say in fall leaves. How many fall leaves?
Out of
how many-
5 fall leaves.
How many fall? Out of 5 fall leaves, how many do you give it?
Out of 5 fall leaves, I'll give it 4 fall leaves.
4
And
fall
how many
leaves?
fall leaves would you give it on the theme?
I'd give it probably.
Specifically.
I would probably give it 2 fall leaves on the theme because it wasn't on theme.
Well, I'll give you 1 fuck off.
For free.
For free.
For
Okay.
free.
Darian, to you. Are you mad that I picked this movie and made you watch it, or are you glad?
I'm mad
Okay.
that you made me watch this movie. I'm not like so angry. Like, I'm not gonna hold a grudge or anything. It's not gonna ruin Christmas. But honestly, we were talking about earlier, this is one of those movies where you probably have to watch it a few times to really like it. But I just don't see myself ever going out of my way to watch this movie again. And it's not that I think it was like a bad movie or that it was poorly made. It's not my kind of movie. For me to really enjoy a movie, I think I've realized that I have to really love at least one of the characters and like really, really be rooting for them. And I just didn't feel that way about any of these characters, so it was hard for me to connect. And so with what was happening, I just didn't like care as much as I do with other movies. So sorry, we can't always say that we are
No, I
glad.
know. That's fine. I'm not
How many
offended.
fall leaves?
I didn't make it. How many fall leaves out of 5 fall leaves? How many do you give it?
I'll give it 3 crunchy fall leaves. Because I can
Okay.
respect that, a lot of people probably really do like this movie. Seemed well made.
Okay. How many do you give it on theme?
I'd give it 1 fall leaf.
Ooh, 1 fall.
I'm
1
sorry.
leaf.
There was no, it wasn't cozy, it wasn't fall.
So you give it 5 green leaves?
Yeah. 5 green leaves.
All right, around the horn to Jaden. Oh, I'm so scared, but not really. Are
should
you
be.
mad at me or are you glad at me?
I'm glad I saw it because I'm never really mad about seeing a movie.
That's not true.
So-
1984.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to go off on a tangent about that movie because it doesn't deserve my words. No, but I'm glad I saw it. I liked obviously I like fashion and stuff like that, so I liked that part of it, and the dresses were pretty to look at. I hated the characters still, I really did, but it did have its funny moments. I did like that. And yeah, I was a little bit bored sometimes, and did want it to be over sometimes, so I can't give it like super high, but I'd probably give it, I'll give it 4 soggy fall leaves.
Okay. All right.
Not
and now
crunchy.
we have, well, I'm glad that I watched it, obviously, because I picked it. So I actually bumped up my Letterboxd review from 4.5 very bright and lovely fall leaves of all the different colors. I bumped it up to a 5 when I logged out last night. So
Wow. 5 stars.
I gave it a 5. So I bumped it up because because I probably went from a 3.5 the first time I watched it to a 4.5 the second time, and then I bumped it up to a 5. So
You're feeling a little generous on the 5 soggy leaves.
To
hey,
me, 5 stars is like a perfect movie.
I think this is a perfect movie.
You think this is a
Yeah, but
perfect movie?
go
I
on
do.
his go look at his letterbox diary, and he thinks pretty much every 2 movies he watches are perfect movies.
Well, to be fair, that is true, but I've also been going back and watching movies again and finding more things to appreciate them in them and bumping up my scores. And I'm also bumping ones down. I've actually been going down and putting stuff down as well.
So another thing that we're doing that's new is we have to decide if this is a very important movie
Or not.
or not. And I think that the way that we're going to decide that is if our scores average out to at least 4 stars. Some exceptions here and there, but I would say at least 4 stars. And if you average all of our scores, all of our leaves for this movie, it does average to 4 leaves. Whether they are crunchy or soggy, I do not know, but there's 4 of them.
Dun 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 dun! This is a very important movie. That's good enough for me, guys.
If you get a certain amount of not important movies, do you get kicked off the podcast?
No, you don't.
I think we should implement that.
No, because you got to keep things interesting. We can't always say that it's important and always like say that we're not mad.
No, I
That's
approve. I
true.
approve of your system, or of the system that I invented. I approve. We can't always say they're good, because that really leads us into the movie they're watching next week, which is Stepmom. So I've never seen it before.
That's my pick.
And that's Darian's pick. Julie Roberts and somebody else.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon. I'm hoping that I'm going to like it. I'm going into it with an open heart. It has middle to bad reviews everywhere, but
as most of my favorite movies do.
But I'm not going to hold that against it. I'm not going in prejudiced. I'm going in with an open heart and an open soul.
You need to go in thinking, I want to be under my blanket with like a nice drink in my hand, maybe a wine, maybe a hot chocolate, maybe a coffee.
It'll be coffee.
And it's like it's vibes. There's a chill in the air. You want something cozy.
I mean, it's not like a nice movie.
No.
Just like prepare to have like a couple salty tears go into your hot chocolate.
But that actually makes the flavors pop more. So it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And I hope everybody else is when we're back next week with another episode of the Very Important Movie Podcast. But until then, Vaya con Dios, cabrons, and please out.